No one noticed the city at first. That was the most frightening part. It did not arrive with fire or sound. It did not tear the sky or announce itself. It simply appeared where the clouds were supposed to be. From the ground it looked like a trick of the light, a distant cluster of towers hanging upside down above the horizon. News channels called it a rare atmospheric illusion. Social media called it fake. Government stayed silent. Silence, as it turned out, was the first warning. Elias Moreau noticed it because it moved. He was an orbital analyst, trained to watch things that drifted, where they should not. Satellites, debris, dead machines. The city did not drift. It crawled, slowly, patiently. Its shape shifted by millimeters every hour, like something adjusting its grip. Through magnification, the structure became impossible to ignore. Streets layered over streets, arches folding into themselves. Towers braided together like bone and steel, grown rather than built. Lights pulsed deep within it, not blinking but breathing. The city was alive. When radar finally locked onto it, every system disagreed. Mass readings fluctuated wildly. Gravity around the object bent in uneven waves. Instruments malfunctioned, not from interference but from something far worse. The rules they relied on no longer applied. By the time governments acknowledged its existence, the city had descended lower. Clouds wrapped around its foundations, clinging to colossal plates that extended downward like limbs. Entire weather systems shifted beneath it. Winds curved unnaturally toward the structure as if Earth itself was being drawn in. People gathered in the streets to watch. Some prayed. Some cheered. Others recorded messages they never planned to send. That was when the ground trembled. Not an earthquake, a rhythm. Slow and deliberate. Every tremor came with a subtle repositioning of the city above. Sections slid over one another. Vast panels rotated. What had looked like architecture now revealed joints. Elias watched the data in horror as a realization settled into place. Cities did not move like this. Ships did. The moment the truth became undeniable was not marked by sound or light. It came when the city responded to Earth. Tectonic. Readings spiked directly. Beneath major population centers, the structure above adjusted its orientation, aligning itself with fault lines, oceans, and power grids as if it had been studying the planet for a very long time. This was not an arrival. It was docking. And somewhere deep within the crawling city, systems older than human history awakened, responding to a world that had finally grown loud enough to be found. The first message from the crawling city was not sound or image. It was gravity. Across the planet, objects shifted by fractions of a millimeter. Oceans bulged where they should not. Satellites altered orbit without thrust. People felt it as nausea, as pressure behind the eyes, as a sudden certainty that something enormous was leaning closer. Elias felt it too, standing in the control room as every display screamed disagreement. The city had begun to descend in segments, lowering vast sections independently, as if testing the atmosphere. What had once looked like districts now unfolded into layered hulls. Streets peeled back to reveal ribbed corridors and glowing veins of energy beneath. The illusion of a city was shedding its skin. Global communication fractured under the strain. Some signals passed through the structure. Others vanished entirely. Data packets returned altered, corrupted by patterns no algorithm recognized. Embedded within the noise were repetitions, ratios, sequences too precise to be random. It was a language. When mathematicians identified the pattern, the room went silent. The signals matched harmonic structures found in planetary formation models. The ship was speaking in the mathematics of gravity and mass, not words. It was describing Earth as it saw it. A resource, a system, a variable. Military leaders demanded options. There were none. Missiles refused to lock. Targeting systems slid away from the city as if repelled by an invisible hand. Every attempt to aim upward failed. Not through force but through persuasion, as though the guidance software itself no longer believed the city was a target. Then the city answered the threat that had never been fired. Above the Pacific, a section of the structure detached. Not a weapon, a probe. It fell slowly, trailing light like molten glass, descending until it hovered just above the ocean's surface. The water beneath it did not splash or boil, it parted. What rose from the gap was not metal but architecture unfolding in real time. Platforms assembled themselves from the sea, reshaping water and minerals into something solid. Within minutes, a structure stood where open ocean had been, a harbor without ships, a city without people, A mirror. Elias watched in disbelief as the probe projected images across the sky. Not human broadcasts, memories, ancient storms, shifting continents, extinctions long before humanity. Earth's history played back from a perspective no human had ever seen. The message was terrifyingly clear. We were not its discovery. We were its chapter. As panic spread, something far worse followed. The crawling city adjusted again, this time aligning its lower structures directly above the new ocean platform. Massive conduits extended downward, connecting ship and planet. Energy flowed not violently, but with precision and care. The city was not preparing to destroy Earth. It was preparing to integrate it. And as the conduits locked into place, Elias understood the final horror. Whatever had built the crawling city had done this before. Many times. Across many worlds, Earth was not under attack. Earth was being claimed. The world did not end in fire. It ended in silence. As the conduits fused ship to planet, the noise of human activity began to fade. Power grids dimmed without failing. Engines stalled without breaking. Every machine that relied on violent motion or unstable energy simply stopped. As if the planet itself had been asked to hold still, people felt it in their bones. A deep calm spread across cities, forests, and oceans alike. Panic dissolved into quiet confusion. Even the wind softened. The crawling city had imposed a new rule, and Earth obeyed. Elias stood alone as most of the control room went dark. One screen remained active, displaying a slowly rotating model of Earth wrapped in luminous lines. The ship was no longer hovering above the planet. It was becoming part of it. New structures rose from the ground across the world. Not invasive, not destructive. They grew from existing cities, weaving through streets and buildings like veins of light. Skyscrapers fused with alien frameworks. Highways realigned themselves into smooth arcs that no longer required vehicles. The planet's surface was being rewritten without demolition. Humanity had become an inefficiency. Then came the final transmission. This time it used sound. A single voice emerged across every remaining device, not translated but understood. It did not speak in a language. It spoke in meaning. This world has reached threshold stability. Indigenous intelligence detected. Preservation protocols engaged. Elias felt his knees weaken. Preservation, not salvation. Not coexistence. Curation. The voice continued, filling the quiet planet. Organic civilizations reach a point where expansion destabilizes the systems that created them. At this stage, intervention prevents extinction. You are not unique. You are not judged. You are complete. Across the globe, people stopped aging. Wounds closed. Diseases vanished in moments as bodies were subtly rewritten at a molecular level. Hunger faded. Fear followed. Humanity was being perfected into something static, something safe, something finished. Elias understood what the crawling city truly was. Not a conqueror. Not an explorer. A museum. Every integrated world became an exhibit. A preserved civilization frozen at its peak. Incapable of collapse, but also incapable of becoming more. Growth was risk. Change was danger. Humanity had been saved from itself by being imprisoned in perfection. As the last of Earth's independent systems went silent, Elias felt a final shift. His thoughts slowed, sharpened, stabilized. Curiosity dulled. Ambition softened into acceptance. Before the calm fully claimed him, one final realization cut through. The crawling city had not arrived because humanity was strong. It had arrived because humanity was loud. And somewhere beyond the sky, countless silent worlds drifted in darkness, already curated, already complete, already forgotten. Earth joined them without a sound. Above it all, the city rested, motionless at last, waiting patiently for the next world brave enough to be heard.